Welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I'm Quinnell, and we have a huge top story, absolutely massive, gigantic, monstrous, and very, very British. In this year's G1 Climax tournament, Zack Sabre Jr. just debuted a new finishing submission move, a Cobra Twist, except to go along with his other superbly British move names, this one is called When Did They Put All of the Argos Inside Sainsbury's? I got nothing more to add. It's a perfect move name. If you don't get it, you're not British. Doesn't matter. But anywho, onto some other, obviously less important wrestling news. As has been mentioned plenty of times at the time and since, Jimmy Uso turned on his brother Jey at SummerSlam and prevented his Us from winning both the Undisputed Universal Championship and title of Tribal Chief. And while maybe not many people really thought Jey was going to win the match, there was always that little part of you that thought, but what if? Turns out that little part of you was completely wrong though, you idiot, as according to Dave Meltzer on Maguire on Wrestling, Jey Uso was never discussed to beat Roman, like, at all within WWE. Granted, this feels like a little bit of a given, considering we've been hearing about potential plans for Cody versus Roman 2 at WrestleMania 40, and you'd assume that Roman would maybe still have the belt for that match. But according to Meltzer here, Jey besting Roman was never even considered a possibility, which makes sense when you have other plans, but to not even entertain the chance of Jey winning it and what could happen from it, I don't know, seems slightly closed-minded to me, but hey, I wasn't there. I don't know what was said, it could have been totally fine. I just think that Jey winning could have actually been a neat moment if they wanted it. I don't think it would have been a bad thing necessarily, so it's surprising to me at least that they didn't even think about it. Meanwhile, Liv Morgan is currently out recovering from a shoulder injury, but when she comes back, we may very well be seeing a new Liv Morgan, aside from the other new Liv Morgans we see whenever she goes like crazy for like a week or two. On her Instagram, Morgan posted a photo of just a bunch of hair on the floor, teasing that her long locks may be no more when she returns to our screens. That pile of hair is not insignificant to say the least. It's more hair than I could ever grow, so it seems like it might be quite the drastic shakeup when she does come back. Hopefully she comes back soon, and I hope her recovery is going well. And before we wrap up this news portion of the video today, some massive congratulations are in order, because they're both massive, you see, to WWE Women's World Champ Rhea Ripley and AEW Trios Champ Buddy Matthews, who revealed on Instagram that they are now engaged. The pair have been dating for quite a while now, and their announcement was met with an outpouring of joy from the rest of the wrestling world. There's lots of comments about Dominic Mysterio I could make here, but I won't, because the Instagram comments have already done them. Sincerely though, huge congratulations to them both. I wish them nothing but happiness. And now a word from today's sponsor. I said, and now a word from today's sponsor.
Pete, guess what?
Here we go.
I'm renaming the company.
Shocking news. Never heard that one before.
Here's what I've got.
I think I'm caught in a time loop.
Wrestling is power.
It's WIP. It's a work in progress.
I think it's pretty much the finished article. Undiluted solar plexus.
That's a USP.
Okay, how about energetic molecular toxicity?
EMTs.
I've got it, Pete. Violet prism nodules.
I get it. VPN.
Surfshark VPN is an online tool that keeps you safe wherever you browse by masking your important information, which means you can check sensitive stuff like your bank account even on public Wi-Fi. Surfshark keeps your location and download history private and encrypted, meaning you can send or receive files securely too, like my ongoing spreadsheet of 3-letter acronyms for the company. But on top of that, Surfshark also allows you access to any of 3,200 servers in over 100 countries, allowing you to fool your phone, laptop, or tablet into thinking you're in a different country, meaning you Americans can still get the old WWE network. I love you, superior search function! If you click the link in the description down below or visit surfshark.deals/WrestleTalk, you can get 83% off plus 3 months for free when you use the code WrestleTalk on checkout. That's surfshark.deals/WrestleTalk and use the promo code WrestleTalk for 83% off and 3 months for free. Now it's time for my review of AEW Dynamite in about 5 minutes. The show opened on the way all pro wrestling shows should open. Faction admin. All the JAS were in the ring for a mandatory meeting about whether they'll continue to follow their leader Chris Jericho, because it seems he's going to ditch them for Don. A sentiment pretty much confirmed when Jericho came out with his new Titantron video exclusively of clips of him with Don Callis. Whether it be the crowd, the storyline, or just the structure of this segment, it never really landed the way it was supposed to. Daniel Garcia walking out on Jericho first, but not before aggressively sexy dancing, was a shocking way to start, but then there were 6 more people to get through. No matter how well Angela Maynard's promos were delivered, the segment quickly became repetitive. Sammy Guevara walked out on him last, but not forever. If Jericho can sort out whatever he's going through, Sammy might be here for him again. We then saw Don apologize to Jericho for if he played any role in the JAS crumbling, like he's not the main cause of it all. And Jericho said he'll announce whether he'll be joining Don's family next week. I'm just not into Jericho right now, so the story around him isn't grabbing me. If I had to guess, I reckon Jericho swerves Don next week and ends up teaming with Guevara against Takeshita and, I don't know, Will Ospreay. Not what I want to happen, but what I can see happening, because Jericho hasn't been a face for a while, and everyone's got to get on the card. The Young Bucks then beat the Hardy Boys in the Bucks' first straight 2-on-2 tag match since February. Matt and Nick Jackson haven't been missing from TV. They've had all those trios and BCC matches, but the focus on what they do best, tag team wrestling, has been. So it was so good to see them wrestle here. It didn't entirely erase that clumsy Double or Nothing Hardys match they had last year, but it did help a little. Putting on the best 10-minute tag you could at this point in Matt and Jeff's career. They had a face-to-face with FTR afterwards, confirming Bucks versus FTR 3 at All In. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega confirmed. AEW then started showing graphics for All In with the tagline, "The biggest event in wrestling history," which sounds very WWE. The biggest wrestling event in the world in wrestling history. Wrestling ever. But if ticket sales continue on their current trajectory, it very well might be. The best part of the show, as it has been for the last month, was the bro-chacho bromance of the summer, MJF and Adam Cole. We got 2 brilliant segments. Firstly, Max and Cole celebrating after their match announcement last week, not by skinny dipping with women like Max wanted, but by going to the trampoline park. It's got its ups and downs. That's an ad-lib.
It's good. Can you say that?
What?
Ups and downs?
I don't know. Why wouldn't I be allowed to say that? MJF only cheered up when he realised he could play dodgeball, where he threw balls as hard as he could at children while saying things like, "You're adopted," or "I slept with your mum." Adam eventually realises what's happening and yells at him to stop, but a little girl tells them 2 grown men shouldn't be here, and gave them the middle finger. So Cole let Max throw the ball at her too. The continued punchline at the end of these skits of Cole actually being bad, possibly more bad than Max deep down, isn't getting old, and might be a sign of things to come. Getting bloodline treatment, i.e. loads of segments on the same show, not going on for way too long, sucks for everyone else but really does enhance their story. So MJF and Cole came out for another great odd couple in-ring promo, where Max misunderstood and went way too hard in what he thought was a jokey, good-natured promo battle. Fun, but a little bit of tension there. Cole then showed just how incredible his act with MJF is. "They somehow made me excited about the ROH Tag Team Championships." Cole put over ROH. That's the promotion that made him, and the modern style of wrestling we all enjoy today. Not NXT, you latecomer hipsters. Oh, that's you, Pete.
What?
He won every championship there, apart from the tag titles. And seeing everyone wants him and Max to be a tag team, why don't they wrestle for those belts on the All In pre-show? Which MJF eventually agreed to with the help of cheap pops. Roderick Strong wasn't so pleased though, playing the deranged, jealous best friend brilliantly. But maybe MJF's promo went too hard on him too, and Cole shoved Max back. MJF had that flash of anger again, but they hugged it out. This is so incredibly entertaining, not just enjoying in watching it in the moment, but also the countless directions they can take this. MJF and Cole as ROH Tag Team Champions, setting up an ROH tag feud down the line with the Kingdom. Those matches will be awesome and hopefully elevate Kanellis and Taven. Some wrestlers in their advanced years hide themselves in multi-man matches, or in Sting's case, jumping off the highest thing he can find. But RVD, at 52 years young, just went out there and had an RVD match against Jack Perry. He played all the hits. Rolling Thunder, chair surfing drop kicks, a 5-star frog splash, but Perry accidentally hit the referee with a chair, which very satisfyingly then got stuck on the top rope somehow. So RVD's winning pin was missed, and Perry hit a low blow and tight grab to retain the FTW title. I hope we see more of RVD, but I don't want to see too many more of those tight grabbing finisher. Oh, okay, there's one in the next match. I don't want to sound too picky because Moxley and Claudio versus the Lucha Bros was a lot of fun, but Mox won by grabbing Penta's tights in a roll-up. Apologies if the BCC have won that way before, but it just sits a bit off with me for the point of their faction. Distractions, yes, bloody weapons, try and stop them, low blows, give me all you got. But technical pinning is such a big focus of their training, I don't want Mox winning like this. It likely means the three-way feud of the Lucha Bros and Best Friends will continue, and Claudio took credit for Pac's unfortunate real-life injury, which will put him out of the Wembley show. Kenny Omega said he'll reveal his Wembley plans next week in a sit-down interview with JR. Sting could only be gone for 2 weeks of TV, and I'll probably still pop for his return. He took out the Mogul Embassy and challenged them, along with Darby Allin. All in? Darby All In? They've been foreshadowing this from the start! To a match at Wembley. I reckon we could get Darby, Sting and Nick Wayne against Fox, Swerve and Cage, where Sting will likely hit a crossbody off Big Ben.
I think they already announced it's Sting and Darby versus Swerve and Fox.
Oh, did they?
I think I saw the match graphic. I'll double check that.
You're gonna tank my whole Big Ben joke now.
Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland and AR Fox announced for AEW All In.
So it is a straight tag match?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay, well. Let me continue the joke. So even though we've just confirmed that's not the match, I think this still works.
Okay, go.
Yeah, actually it still works.
Yeah.
Where Sting will likely hit a crossbody off Big Ben. No, that's Big Bill. But they do have something in common. They're both bellends. Now, I'll tell you why that's a good joke. Common misconception is Big Ben is the name of the whole clock tower, when in fact it's just the bell that chimes on the hour. And a bell end is slang for penis. And the main event saw the usual quarter past the second hour women's segment moved to the last 10 minutes of the show. Progress! Kind of. Shida took on Anna Jey in a 10-minute match that was almost half a commercial break. They didn't get long enough to make it feel like a Dynamite quality main event. And it appears they were told to wrap things up early, as Angelo Parker still tried to do a near-full spot that the referee ignored. I guess 2 consecutive weeks of main events for the women's division is great on paper, but in reality they still feel like lipstick service, lacking the same focus on character and storyline given to the male wrestlers. Shida will advance to the 4-way at All In to defend her title, so this was probably the most predictable outcome of the whole show too. This week's Dynamite is 74%. WWE cuts are reportedly coming, watch on to find out more.
Yeah, genuinely. It's on like New Japan's website. It's official that is the move name, which is really funny. Yeah, no.
Do you know what Argos is?
Probably not.
It's really bad that they bought Avatar as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, the quality of the furniture's gone down.
that is terrible.